You're listening to Beyond the List, the podcast dedicated to high school coaches who work their tails off every day. This episode is proudly sponsored by American Specialties, based in Buford, Georgia, a trusted brand since 1972 for custom branded apparel, promotional gear, awards, and spiritware, designed to unite teams and communities. Scott McIntyre and his team at American Specialties deliver quality craftsmanship and personalized service. Everything from awards to signs and banners to apparel and other promotional products. Whether you're rewarding your MVP or outfitting your entire roster, they've got options that fit every budget and boost team pride. Reach out to Scott McIntyre and his team at American Specialties to see how they can help you out this season. Now, stay tuned for this week's episode of Beyond the List. Welcome back. This is Billy with Coach Dooley's List. And once again, if you're enjoying these coaching videos, please like and subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow along on all of our social media platforms. Today, I'm here at Morgan County High School with Coach Ann Stamps, the head girls soccer coach. Coach, thank you for meeting with us today.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. So tell everybody a little bit about your coaching journey and, how you ended up here at Morgan County.
Well, I ended up in Morgan County because I was born in Morgan County. All right. And so Kenny Moore, who I think you talk to often. Yeah.
I'm going to see him later.
Going to see him later. Okay. So Kenny Moore came to Morgan County the summer going into my senior year. And,
which was?
I graduated in 95. All right. So I knew I wanted to be a PE teacher. That was already my plan. But that year, within a couple months of him meeting me, he was like, so go to school. And when you get done, you're going to be my assistant AD, and then you're going to take over, and you're going to coach here for 30 years, right? And I was like, I don't know, maybe, And so it's kind of what happened. And
I love it.
So I went to Young Harris and played softball. And my shoulder said that wasn't going to be the case and had total reconstruction done and ended up not playing softball anymore and coming home, and I went to Georgia College. And Georgia College put us through this program where basically we did 2 years of core, and then the following 2 years during your major, you went to class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you were in a school. So it was a very non-traditional student teaching type thing. So I was in the schools for 2 years, and I did that with Kenny Moore. So me and Coach Moore did a lot of bonding for 2 years, and I coached basketball during those 2 years, and so I was kind of already in before I even graduated, and so I did that. But there wasn't a PE job open in Morgan County when I graduated. So I went to Eastside High School, and I coached basketball and softball there with basketball with Herb Horton, who's a phenomenal basketball coach. I think I learned more about the sport of basketball in that single year than I did my whole life. He's a fantastic guy. And Pete Mattice was softball coach at the time. And I did softball with him. And then after that year, there was a job at Morgan County, and I knew if I ever wanted to get back to Morgan County, I better do it. And so I took the job, but it was at the elementary school, and took that job. I was at the elementary school for 1 year, and Sandra Bailey, who had been at Morgan County, don't quote me on it, but I think it was about her maybe 34th year as the sole female PE teacher at Morgan County High School. So she had a parent that got sick, and she left at Christmas. So Coach Moore, again, had a daughter, Summer Moore, that graduated at Georgia in December. He got Summer to come in and hold this teach PE from January to May. And I took the job in August. So I've been here. So it's kind of crazy. So this is my 26th year of teaching, which means in Morgan County was 34, 35 plus 25. That's how long it's been since there's been 2 female PE teachers.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want this job in a few years, you better put in for it.
Well, 3. Summer was there.
Summer was here for 4 months. That's right. That's right. You're right. That's fair. So that's it. So here I am, and I've coached basketball, and I have coached track and softball, and then soccer. So softball was my love growing up. It's what I did. That's all I did. And I played basketball also. Loved basketball. Loved the game of basketball. But softball was always my heart. And so my plan was I was going to coach softball forever. I mean, that's what I thought I was going to do. And I had the opportunity to coach with Coach Sisson, Steve Sisson, and Bill Wood, who are the best of the best. And we had a lot of success together. And then I took over that program and loved every second of it. And I thought my plan was going to be the athletic director when I was younger. That's what I saw myself doing. And so after I coached softball head coach for a few years, or quite a few years, I decided I needed to learn more about other programs because, like I said before, softball was my heart, and that's what I had done forever. So I knew a lot about softball, and I knew a lot about the world of softball, but I knew if I wanted to be an AD, I needed to know more about different things. So that's when I went into track, and my plan was, you know how those plans work, right? My plan was to coach quite a few different things for a few years and go around to different programs and learn the programs. Then I have a daughter who fell in love with soccer, and kind of funny there. So her some friends of ours had a boy that played baseball with my son, and they also had a daughter that was Anselm's age, my oldest daughter, and they were playing soccer in Conyers at Risa, and they had already started the season. They said, "Come let Anselm," had a kid move away. They said, "Come let Anselm fill this spot. We need another player." And I was like, I'm not driving to Conyers for soccer. Are you kidding me? Like,
That's not even that far.
We're not soccer people. Like,
not leaving Madison.
Yeah, not for soccer. I mean, we're baseball and softball people, you know. And he was like,
how times have changed.
Yeah. And he was like, "Come on, just let her play. Just let her." I was like, okay. So my kid went from had never played soccer in her life, and this was 3rd grade, I think. So what, 9, 10? Mm-hmm. To that team, made it to the championship of that league, and she scored 2 of the 3 goals, and it was just like a fish to water, you know. Yep. And then so the next year she was invited for the academy for the club, and then she went to Atlanta. I mean, it was just, you know, just set in motion. And from then on, we were soccer people. We were soccer parents, and loved it. And she ended up playing the rest of her time at Inter Atlanta. And then when our younger daughter came along, softball was not even considered. You know, it was,
I even tried.
She loved us and Coach Billy.
We tried.
I know. We did too. So she was going to play soccer like her sister. And so can't beat them, join them, right? And so
sounds a lot like what's going on in my house.
There you go.
Soccer has changed the trajectory of my life.
Isn't it crazy?
And I love it.
It is so, it's so fun. It's awesome. And I'm going to tell you, so having a basketball background, those 2 sports have so many similarities. Mm-hmm. Coach Jamie Williams coaches with me, and she laughs at me all the time because she'll come up with this drill, you know, and she's like, "What about if we do this?" I was like, "Yeah, we do that in basketball." and it's like a running joke. I'm like, "Yeah, we do that in basketball." And she's like, "Of course you do." But it's so to pick up soccer, I guess, was a little more natural than I even expected, just because the movement is so similar in basketball. So I have at this point coached soccer longer than I've coached anything, which is kind of crazy, but I love it. It's fun. It's awesome. It's, I think, the most physical sport a female can play in high school, and it's fantastic. I love it.
It is. It's a beautiful game. And so, and going from basketball to track and softball and now soccer, what is it you want your programs at Morgan County to be known for, or your soccer program?
So I don't really think I care what other people think about my program, but what do I want the kids that have been a part of it to think of it?
Yeah.
I want them to know that they'll be a part of it long after that 4 years is over, right? I want them to know that if they were a lady dog, okay, whether that was in my softball program or track or basketball or soccer, they're a lady dog forever. They're a part of what we do. That's what I want.
No, I love it. Especially, this is such a great place.
Yeah.
And, you went, you're from here, and
Yeah.
a lot of yours will be back, and you may have the next Ann Stamps come in and coach with you and do that. So, what is, jump right in. I know we could tell stories all day, especially me and you. But what is one of your favorite coaching stories? Could be soccer, softball, anything.
Okay, so I think one thing that always kind of makes me laugh, we had a pretty good little run in softball there for a few years. We won a state championship 02, 03, played for it in 04, and then won it again in 05. And I think it was that very first one. I think it was the 02 one. We were in Columbus. It was state championship, had a rain delay. We were losing.
Rain in Columbus.
Rain in Columbus. We were losing when the rain delay happened. And my husband, Crandall, he was there, and he's what makes me laugh, because it just baffled him. So he coached baseball forever, has coached baseball forever. So he's been around male sports and coached boys and teenage guys. And then I coached the teenage girls, and often we talk about how different they are, and how you deal with them and things you say and how they respond. And one thing that always stands out during that rain delay, he said, if it would have been my boys, he said, they'd have sat there and not said one word. He said they'd have, had a Gatorade, whatever, and they just sat there and been serious. And then when it was time to play, they'd have jumped back up, and we hope we're warm, Your girls, they got up and were dancing. Turn the music up as loud as that. What is that little, where you line up and someone dances down the middle of the line? There's some
like on Soul Train.
There's like Soul Train. There's this little chant that they did, and the whole team did it. So they were in the dugout, one line here, and they're so.
When this, if your team starts doing it, the team on the other side team might start, because there was no phones in 2002.
Well, the team on the other side, I think, was like, we're winning. Y'all are supposed to be nervous, and that momentum spun, and we won a state championship. Awesome. I mean, that's something that always stands out. Is just it was funny. Like if that would have been a different group of girls, and then you wonder, like, if that wouldn't have happened, I don't know that we'd have won. I mean, it changed that game. So that's always a little funny story.
I love that, and you're definitely right about girls. That actually reminds me of when Alabama played Oklahoma several years ago in Oklahoma City, and it started raining, and Alabama was out there dancing, and Oklahoma wasn't, and that was Oklahoma was always good, but that's before what they are today. Yeah. And that you watched it on TV and watched it happen, and you went, that team's got a better shot when this rain delay ends. So that's really, really cool.
Roll Tide, baby.
There you go. So
I just shoot that in there.
You do, and listen, I know you send your money there too.
I send them a lot of money.
But I love it. It's fun. So if somebody did come to you today and said, Coach Stamps, I want to be a head coach, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? Do you have a good support system? That would be the question I would ask them, because being a head coach is a bigger job than just you, a whole lot bigger. You got Leslie, you got your boys, you know that. You don't do that by yourself. I can't even, there's no telling how many nights, days, evenings, my whole family has been at the ballpark, cleaning up, getting ready, setting up. So it is a family decision. So you better make sure you got some support and your family loves it, because if they don't, it'll be a long road, and I don't know that you can make it by yourself.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, my family, I think they all had a job the whole time they grew up. I know Doug Connolly and I, it was after a football game. So my kids are, when Anselm was in 12th grade, Ethan was in 8th grade. When Ethan was in 12th grade, Camp was in the 8th grade. So 12 consecutive years I had a kid in the middle school. 12 consecutive years I had a kid in high school. Well, for 12, at least 12 consecutive years, after every home football game, a Stamps kid went over to the scoreboard and cut that scoreboard off. After, well, I didn't. The deal was, when they go into high school, they didn't have to do it anymore, right? So I remember the game when the
last one.
Yeah, Camp was a freshman, and there was a first home football game, and I was like, "Who's cutting the scoreboard off?" And so Coach Connolly has Trace, who is a 10th grader right now, and I kind of got like teary eyed, and Doug was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Tell Trace to go cut the scoreboard off," and he was like, "Okay," and so I had to like pass it on. So I mean, everyone in our family had a job at every event, you know. So if you want to be a head coach, make sure you got a support system. And I think another thing is, don't take things so personally, you know.
Great for young coaches.
Yeah, because that's hard to grasp. You know, as adults, we do stupid stuff and we make stupid decisions, and you would think we've kind of at this point found our way, right? Well, you're dealing with 14 and 18-year-olds. They haven't found their way, and they don't know what in the world they want to be. And to try to, that's right. And you try to monopolize them by, you are playing soccer and that's all you're going to do, and I want every minute of your day. That's no. Like, if they have an inclination of playing a little running track, try to figure it out. You know, try to let it happen for them, because you don't know what these kids are going to do any more than they do, you know? So if you can give them opportunities, give them as many as you can, you know? And I think when you do that, the kids that I've had play dual sports, when they're with you, I almost feel like they buy in more, just because they know you're trying. You know, you're trying to help them. It's more than just this thing. So if you can make it more about the kids, and that's why you're there, you know. We love our sport, you know, and if everyone loved it as much as we loved it, then it'd be one thing. But that's not always the case in high school sports. You know, there's kids that do it to stay fit. There's kids that do it because they love it. There's kids that do it because my best buddy's on the team. And you need all those kids.
Oh yeah, or you won't have a team.
Or you won't have a team.
That's
you won't have a program.
Yeah.
That's right. So don't take it so personally, and know that they're trying to find themselves, you know, and just kind of help them along the way. And I think when you do that, the wins will find themselves. You know, all that stuff's going to work it out, just because they're going to feel like they're a part of something that they want to be a part of. You know, if they know you care about them, truly care about them, and not just them as a player, don't take it so personal.
That is wonderful. A lot of people, even older coaches, need to hear that.
Yeah.
Too, so that's awesome. You know, one of the big ideas behind the website, everybody asks me, how do these interviews start? And I said, I really have no idea. You know, the website is boring in and of itself, but it's my goal is to help coaches. And, you know, one of the big things behind it is, you know, with vendors, you know, trying to make your life a little easier. Coaches always call each other. So who are some vendors you'd shout out for other coaches to use?
How about Scott McIntyre, All American Specialties. The man. I love that guy. Known him for a long time. Friend and through business, and he does a fantastic job. He's wrapped walls for me. He's done awards for me. He's done a bunch of stuff. So he's a fantastic guy. And Colt Green is who we use right now through Shuma. Fantastic guy. Lives here in Madison, so I love that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, lives right down the street. Fantastic guy. But he works hard for us, and I appreciate it.
Both of those guys are on the website. They get shouted out all the time. So, again, if you're looking for awards, if you're looking for gear, Shuma and All American Specialties are always fantastic.
Yep.
So, well, Coach, I think we just beat the bell. The kids may be coming in soon.
There you go.
And I appreciate your time.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun.
All right. Good to see you.